There's a brass bell on a pole. An instructor points at it and says, "Ring it 3 times and you're done. Hot coffee, dry clothes, 10 minutes from now." Most of them will. Level 1. The candidate. You're 22, college athlete, decent shape. You've been doing pull-ups and pool laps for 6 months because someone told you the minimums aren't enough. They were right. The minimum is 42 push-ups in 2 minutes. The guys who make it do 100. The minimum swim is 12:30. The guys who make it do it in under 9. You pass the PST. You get a contract. You spend the next 3 months at Bud's Prep, running, swimming, getting stronger, and then Indoc at Coronado, where they introduce you to the obstacle course and the Pacific Ocean and the general idea that you are going to be cold and tired for a very long time. None of this is the hard part. You know that. Everyone knows that. Your Bud S class starts with 185 men. By the end of this process, the Navy expects about 35 of you to still be here. You do the math in your head, and then you stop doing the math. Level 2. Hell Week. Phase 1, Week 4, Sunday night. You're in the barracks, lights go out, then everything happens at once. M60 machine guns, firing blanks, flashbang grenades, fire hoses through the windows, instructors screaming through megaphones. They call this the breakout. You have about 4 seconds to understand that Hell Week has started. For the next 5.5 days, you will be awake. Not mostly awake. Awake. 108 hours. You will sleep a total of 4. You will run over 200 miles. You will carry a 200-pound log with 5 other men until your neck is raw and your shoulders stop feeling like shoulders. You will lie in the Pacific Ocean with your arms linked to the men next to you while the water temperature sits in the low 50s. The instructors call this surf torture. That's not a nickname. That's what it is. And the bell is always there. They bring it to every evolution, mount it on a pole where you can see it. Right there. 3 rings. Done. Monday. Your body starts failing in ways you didn't know it could. Your feet swell. Your skin splits open from the salt water and the sand. A guy next to you is shaking so hard he can't hold the log. You hold it for him. Monday night, someone walks to the bell. You hear 3 rings, then silence. His helmet goes in the line. An instructor hands him a blanket and a cup of coffee. He looks warm. He looks relieved. You watch him walk away, and for a second you understand something about yourself that you didn't before. Tuesday. The hallucinations start around hour 60. During the Around the World Paddle, an 18-mile boat race circling Coronado Island, a man in your crew starts talking to someone who isn't there. Another one tries to push off a wall in the middle of the open ocean. You are not sure if you're hallucinating too. You keep paddling. Tuesday night is when most people quit. Not because it's the hardest night. It's because by now your body has crossed a line and your brain starts offering you reasons. Good ones, reasonable ones. The bell is right there. Nobody is keeping you here. Wednesday. The team starts to fracture. A boat crew that was tight on Monday is barely speaking. 2 guys get into an argument about nothing, and an instructor just watches. He doesn't intervene. He's not there to fix it. He's there to see who fixes it themselves. By Thursday, the people who are left have stopped counting hours. Something shifted. Not that it got easier, but that quitting stopped being a thing your brain was offering you. The cold is the same. The log is the same. You're just still here. Friday morning. They tell you it's over. You've been awake for 5.5 days. You're standing in the surf zone with the remains of your class. When you started, there were 185 of you. Right now, there are about 40. The rest of their helmets are in a line by the bell. You're not sure what you feel. You sit down on the beach and someone hands you food and you eat it without tasting it. You still have 7 more months of training. Level 3. The pool. Phase 2. Combat diving. 7 weeks. Everything before this was about whether you could take punishment. This is about whether you can think while you're dying. Pool competency. You're at the bottom of a pool with scuba gear. An instructor swims up behind you and rips your mask off, then your fins. Then he grabs your air hose, pulls it from your mouth, and ties it in a knot. Then another knot, then one more. The whammy knot. The whammy knot is not a real knot. It's a tangle that cannot be untied. That's the test. You have to figure out on the bottom of a pool with no air that this particular problem doesn't have a solution. And instead of panicking, you have to find the other one. You get 4 attempts total. If you fail all 4, you go back to day 1 of Bud S. That means Hell Week again. Jocko Willink failed it the first time. Dan Crenshaw failed it the first time. Most people do. The lesson isn't about knots. It's about the moment when you can't breathe and your brain is screaming at you to surface and you don't. After pool comp, the rest of Phase 2 is almost calm. Combat diving with Draeger rebreathers, underwater navigation. Things that are technically difficult, but no one is trying to drown you while you do them. Phase 2 washes out about 5% of the class. The filter already happened. Phase 3 land warfare. 7 more weeks, demolitions, weapons, small unit tactics. The last 3 weeks are on San Clemente Island 60 miles off the coast, where you do live fire exercises and sleep in the dirt. And the instructors push you harder than any phase before. But by now, you're a different person than the one who showed up. Phase 3 loses about 3%. Level 4. The Trident. 26 weeks of SQT, SEAL qualification training. This is where they teach you everything Bud S didn't. Halo jumps from 25,000 feet over the Arizona desert, close quarters battle, entering a room and clearing it in under 2 seconds. SEER School, where they simulate being captured, cold weather ops in Alaska. You jump out of planes, blow things up, and learn battlefield medicine. Then one day it's over. There's a ceremony. Your family is there. A commanding officer walks to you and pins a gold insignia on your chest. An eagle, a trident, a pistol, and an anchor. The Trident, the Budweiser. You have been training for 2.5 years. From the outside, this looks like the finish line. After the ceremony, an older operator walks up to you. He's been on 3 deployments. He looks at your brand new Trident and he doesn't congratulate you. He says something like, "Welcome to the teams," and then he tells you that you're the FNG, the F-ing new guy, and that you haven't done anything yet. He's right. You get assigned to a SEAL team. There are 8 of them, odd-numbered teams out of Coronado, even-numbered out of Virginia Beach. You join a 16-man platoon, 2 officers, 14 enlisted. You carry the heaviest gear. You get the worst assignments. You do not speak unless you have something useful to say, and even then, you think about it first. Nobody told you that earning the Trident was the beginning, not the end, but it's obvious now. Level 5, the Operator. First deployment, 6 months. You've spent 18 months in workup, sniper school, breacher qualification, combat medic training, before they send you anywhere. Your platoon has rehearsed the same room-clearing sequence hundreds of times. You can do it in the dark. You're about to find out if that matters. 2 a.m. Helmand Province. You're in the back of an MH-60 Blackhawk with 7 other men, and the rotors are loud enough that you can feel them in your teeth. Night vision on, the world is green and grainy through the PVS-14's 40-degree tunnel. Everything outside that circle doesn't exist. The helicopter flares. You grab the fast rope, no clip, no harness, just your gloves and your grip. And you slide 40 feet to the ground in the dark. The other squad takes the back. Your breacher puts a charge on the door. It goes. You're the second man through. What happens inside that room is not like the rehearsals. The rehearsals were precise. This is fast and loud, and there is a moment where you are making decisions that you will not fully remember later. Afterward, you stand in the courtyard, and your hands are shaking, and you do not know if that's adrenaline or cold. 37 more missions that deployment. It becomes routine, which is a strange word for it, but it's the accurate one. You learn to trust the man on your left with your life, literally, and he trusts you. Nothing in civilian life maps to it. Then you go home. Home is a suburb in Virginia Beach or San Diego. Your wife has been running the household alone for 6 months. Your daughter learned to ride a bike while you were gone. You missed it. She tells you about it at dinner, and you nod and ask the right questions, and part of your brain is scanning the restaurant for exits. You can't sleep with the windows open because outside sounds trigger something you can't fully control. Your wife rolls over at 2 a.m. and touches your arm, and you're already awake. You were already awake. You've been awake since you lay down. A buddy calls. He's going through a divorce. His third deployment did it. You tell him you get it. You're making about $111,000 a year, including hazard pay, dive pay, jump pay, and the tax exemption from the combat zone. A senior software engineer at Google makes that in 4 months. You do not think about this, but your wife does. 7 months home. Then workup starts again. Level 6. Devgru. You don't apply to Devgru, they come to you. After your second or third deployment, if you are very good and very lucky, someone mentions that you should submit a request chit. You fill out a piece of paper. Then there are psychological evaluations and peer reviews and a background investigation and a long wait. Most guys who submit never hear back. If they take you, you go to Green Team, 8 months, Dam Neck, Virginia. A fenced compound with a $25 million kill house, armored walls, 3-story shoot rooms. Half the class won't make it through, and unlike Bud S., most of them don't quit. They get dropped. Missed a target, moved too slow, made a call that an instructor didn't like. You can be one of the best SEALs in the Navy, and Green Team will still find the gap. Devgru has 4 assault squadrons, red, blue, gold, silver. Total assault force, around 200 men. They report directly to the Joint Special Operations Command. Their missions are authorized at the presidential level. Most of them never appear in a news cycle. The night vision is different here. Standard SEALs look through a 40-degree green tunnel. Devgru uses 4-tube panoramic goggles, 97 degrees wide white phosphor. The world through them is black and white, almost crisp, like a film that was shot at night. You can see things the other guys would miss. You are now one of roughly 200 people on the planet who do this. The operations are the ones that matter most and the ones nobody will ever know about. On May 2, 2011, 23 operators from this unit flew 2 stealth Blackhawks into a compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. 1 helicopter crashed on insertion. Vortex ring state, hardtail strike against the compound wall. Everyone walked away. The raid lasted 40 minutes. The target's DNA was a virtual 100% match. The tail section of the crashed helicopter fell outside the wall and revealed classified stealth technology that nobody outside the program knew existed. 3 months later, 15 men from the same squadron, Gold Squadron, were killed when their Chinook was hit by 2 RPGs in Wardak Province, Afghanistan. Call sign Extortion 17. It was the deadliest day in SEAL history. There is no level above this. This is the ceiling. What's above the ceiling is what it costs. The cost. 20 years. That's how long it takes to earn a pension. Most career SEALs serve at least that. By the time you get out, your body has a list. Your knees are rebuilt. 2 surgeries on the left, 1 on the right. Your back hasn't felt right since a bad fast rope landing in 2014. You have tinnitus from breaching charges, a high, thin sound that doesn't stop ever, and blast exposure from hundreds of room entries has done something to your brain that no MRI can see. A SEAL named Ryan Larkin spent years trying to get the military to acknowledge what was happening inside his head. He died before they did. His parents donated his brain to science. The researchers found microscopic tears in tissue and blood vessels, a pattern unique to repeated blast exposure. The divorce rate among Special Operations Forces is 40%, 13 times the general military rate. You are gone 280 days a year. Deployments, workups, schools. Your wife handled everything. The kids, the house, the car, the finances, and she did it alone. And when you came back, you were there, but you weren't there. Taya Kyle, the wife of the deadliest sniper in American history, said it plainly. Even when you're here, you're not here. I see you, I feel you, but you're not here. Chris Kyle left the Navy in 2009. He wrote a book. He started helping veterans with PTSD, taking them to shooting ranges, spending time with them, trying to bring them back. On February 2nd, 2013, a 25-year-old Marine veteran named Eddie Ray Routh shot and killed Chris Kyle at a shooting range in Texas. Kyle had brought him there specifically to help him. The SEAL ethos says, "I will never quit. If knocked down, I will get back up every time. I am never out of the fight." But here is what the research shows. Special operations forces are 90% less likely to attempt suicide than the general military. They are also 30% more likely to die from it. When an operator reaches that point, he doesn't call someone. He doesn't try and fail. The ratio of attempts to deaths is 2-to-1. In the general military, it's 15-to-1. Some of them get out and build something: companies, foundations, books. Some of them just disappear into VA waiting rooms and disability claims and apartments where the phone doesn't ring very often. You don't see documentaries about them. Somewhere at Coronado, a new class is standing on the beach. 180 guys in white t-shirts, shivering, wondering what they signed up for. An instructor walks to the bell, taps it with his hand, and says, "Ring it 3 times and you're done. Hot coffee, dry clothes, 10 minutes from now." They don't know about Hell Week yet. Not really. They don't know about the pool, or the Trident, or the 2 a.m. raids, or the way your wife's voice sounds when she stops asking you to talk about it. They don't know about Extortion 17, or the sound that doesn't stop, or the ratio that nobody talks about. They'll find out. Everyone does eventually.